Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your August 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here. I'm really happy to be here and speaking about the energy coming in for your sign this month. Thank you so much for checking out the reading. I'm really feeling something very different for you this month. It is Leo season, which is your axis. Your opposite sign is Leo, so this is a very activating and quintessential time for you. You might see that you get a very unexpected benevolence right now, actually. It's super possible. You might see, with Eight of Wands, you might see that you end up being much more balanced and have a lot more new experiences than you're expected coming in this month. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about for you in the intuitive messages is how you feel about new things, how you feel about things that you don't have a lot of experience with, how you feel about new possibilities, because I'm feeling more so than a change in what is new in your life, I'm more so feeling a change in the philosophy of how you encounter new things. So you're going to see potentially a lot of new feelings this month about what you do, about who you are, about your roots, about your own essence. You've got two aces, Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles, so perhaps a new emotional outlook on how you find stability and financial security in your life, and also a new emotional maturity based on that as well, with King of Cups and Temperance. I feel like this month really serves to rebalance you. So anything relating to your health or relating to your wealth that feels imbalanced or feels volatile in any way should really start to come back into order. And maybe it's just through your own effort and your own philosophy that you really take control of those aspects of your life. So I definitely see Aquarius really feeling much more in control of their own destiny starting this month, and not feeling so much like an object in the destiny of others. So definitely a new outlook when it comes to how you're creating the narrative of your own life. You might look back over the last few months and see that it was other people or different experiences that were more so creating your narrative versus you creating your narrative. So really, really wonderful month for you guys to find more control and find more happiness in the stories that you're telling, and kind of seeing yourself almost more so in a story, like as if life were a story versus just like putting one foot in front of the other. For a lot of the other signs, I've really recommended to just kind of, get out of their heads and put one foot in front of the other, but it's very different for you. You're kind of an outlier this month where I wouldn't recommend that so much. I think that you guys really actually have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit in some ways and see the bigger picture of what your life is presenting to you. So there's definitely also a sense of Aquarius overcoming betrayal as well, or not being confined or entrapped by the past. You have Ten of Swords starting out your reading, and with all of these aces, Temperance, Page of Wands, King of Cups, to me that's saying that you're not letting that energy sit in what it used to be. Aquarius is the sign of alchemy, which means that you transform and transmute those types of experiences into something else. So I think it's really important for you to think about what has been uncomfortable, to identify any feelings of, any grudges, any pain regarding past betrayals, any lingering grief or unwellness, and really concisely, consciously think about what those feelings could be instead, and how much they could motivate you toward these other things that you're thinking about too. Because on one hand, I do feel that there are some Aquarius thinking about grief or thinking about difficulties of the past, but then there's another category of Aquarius that's very focused on purpose and motivation. So regardless of which side you're on, I think that these feelings have to really now be transmuted into action, okay, or into goals, or into changes on the physical plane. Okay, this is really interesting actually, what I'm tapping into here, where we're maybe quite incongruent with how we're feeling on the inside versus our outside realities. We might be thinking a lot of purpose. We might be thinking about a lot of purpose. We might be thinking about a lot of motivation, but there's something maybe very unmotivational about how we're actually living. Or we might be focusing on lingering feelings of betrayal, but there's something very soft actually about the experiences that we're going through in real life. So the incongruency really gets solved this month, and that to me feels like your key to thriving and to leveling up and getting on these paths that you've wanted to be on for a long time. You know, really seeing that what you're outputting, what you're creating, what you're manifesting is actually feeling beneficial in relation to the more intangible thoughts that you're having. So there's a much more cohesive way of formulating your life that is definitely possible starting in August. And I'm really excited to see that for you guys, as you will also start to see that as you achieve that level of cohesion, there is an introduction also of what you've really longed for. So that new relationship that really takes you to new heights, that new job or that new promotion that really fulfills your more tangible needs in life. So it's all kind of working in tandem to support you this month. I mean, everything in your reading, other than 10 of Swords and 2 of Swords, is abundantly positive. But as we see that type of majority, and this is kind of what I'm seeing for everyone this month too, despite there being a few very minor difficulties, there is a overwhelming majority of positive things coming in. So definitely try to not get over concentrated on anything difficult and really do see what is trying to support you this month. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the week-to-week Aquarius. In the first week of August, you have Ace of Cups rooted down by 10 of Swords. So any old wounds relating to love relationships, people of your past that are difficult to let go of, the first week of August is really going to show you a different type of motivation relating to love and relating to the way that you relate to people. So something has to change though, okay? There's something in the Aquarius energy line that is a little bit snagged when it's coming to how we're coping with past relationships, how we're then moving towards oncoming relationships. There's something there that needs a little bit of energetic surgery, it seems. And how do you do that? How do you move towards that? I think that you just have to work on your health and work on the status of your body. Okay, so really letting yourself rest, really letting yourself maybe do a very minor cleanse, parasite cleanse, apple cider vinegar cleanse, anything like that, to wake up your cells or wake up your body to the potential that it has. As you start to love yourself, as you start to love your own more immaculate energy, you will really start to heal up the people that you're pulling in, okay? Because we're always attracting, as we all know, the congruent vibrational type, okay? So wherever we're at, however we're feeling, our vibrational level is going to pull in directly a similar type of person. So if we're very confused about, the relationships that we've had, why have I always been with a person who cheats, or why have I always been with a person who can never see themselves, or a person who's always narcissistic, it doesn't necessarily mean that you subconsciously want to cheat or that you are a covert narcissist or something. That's not what that means. But it does mean that there's something that feels wounded or something that feels off-put, so that it needs to see another person being or acting in a wounded or off-put way so that it can click it. You know what I mean? So first week of August is really getting deep with those things and offering you some healing water when it comes to that. So the water element is about transmutation. It's about changing. You are the water bearer. So the Ace of Cups is all about water bearing. So you are essentially understanding your essence, your nature as a person in the first week. And that can be one of the most healing things, because we sometimes forget what we're here for. Especially in a year like this, with all the Capricorn, and in this season of Leo, it can become much more about status, okay? Our conscious minds can be much more focused on how much money do I have, how do people treat me in society, what is my place in society, what is society? And it can get so lofty that we can kind of forget, wait, this is who I am. So remembering who you are, Aquarius, and remembering your own potential is very empowering there. But you might see that there's something a little bit deeper in it. 10 of Swords is like the emotional Dark Night of the Soul card. So I'm not thinking that you guys are really having a Dark Night of the Soul, but if you are, that's trying to heal in the first week. So meet that halfway. A great time for psychotherapy, a great time for, a good astrology session or something that can really probe deep and offer some healing advice. So Week number 2, Aquarius, King of Cups rooted down by Ace of Pentacles. Very nice, very nice. You're already really making progress, it looks like. The first week is so imperative, okay, to feel that you've had a transformation or an evolution to some degree, because automatically your emotions are much more in alignment with the stability that you need, much more in alignment with your potentials. You're emotionally acting in a much more mature way, so knowing what you do and don't need to expend emotional energy on, the emotional cost of something in the second week of August. I want you guys to really think about that when you're getting there. What does this person cost me emotionally to have in my life? What does this job or this seemingly small aspect of my life cost me? You might be surprised about how expensive the small things are. Okay, and you're really going to understand that in the second week, and it feels like it's just going to naturally kind of move into place depending on what you've found in the first week. The second week will kind of naturally arrange your path, okay? So it's really wonderful. Also, potential new promotions, new job offers, new business ideas, new incomes, perhaps inheritance for some Aquarius. It feels very giving, very prominently giving to you in that week. And also the third week as well, 8 of Wands rooted down by 2 of Swords. Don't guard yourself to benevolence, Aquarius, okay? Don't restrict yourself from receiving a windfall, because I feel like this is a month of windfall for you, and you don't want to cut yourself off at the knees. You don't want to, maybe prevent yourself from engaging with the people who might really hold the key to your next path of benevolence, That's kind of what that could be. With 2 of Swords, we kind of want to play things really safe, We want to ensure that we will not have any potential of pain or failure. There's a fear of failure, Aquarius. I will really notate that for your sign this month. There's a fear of failure, okay? And that's what we need to really fix up. We don't want to take unnecessary or uncalculated risks this year with Jupiter in Capricorn, Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. But it doesn't mean that we need to wrap ourselves in bubble wrap and never leave the house either. Finding that middle ground, because some of us are tempted. I mean, I'm right there with you guys. I'm kind of like myself. I'm like, I want to play everything safe. I want to, continue on the tried and true. But there are times also, and this is really going to come next year for you when Saturn goes into your sign, when Jupiter especially is actually in your sign, where a calculated risk might be needed to reach the motivational purpose-oriented place that you want to be. And you're going to have a peak of that in the third week of August. And there's a need, I think, for you to maybe talk to somebody new, especially if you're a single Aquarius. I'm not saying going on like a dating spree or no kind of desperation, anything like that. But I don't think you need to cover your eyes to your options. I don't think that you need to hide away or keep your presence from other people. It feels like you're really needed in the lives of others, or your presence needs to be present for other people, for everybody, not just for them, but for you too. There's something about that. So watch out for too much solitude. Watch out for holding yourself back, for inhibiting yourself for the purpose of safety. We all have to do that a little bit this year, where, maybe we could really shoot off a lot higher, but it's not safe. The infrastructure is not laid. But any structure that you've laid already and is safe, but you're choosing not to jump on that because of an unneeded fear, we need to really overcome that in the third week of August. Week number 4, Aquarius, you have Temperance rooted down by Page of Wands. I am absolutely in love with those energies for you, Aquarius, because I think that you're really going to understand what it means to balance creative energy, purpose, and motivation. Those 3 concepts can be difficult for us as humans. As you might see, it's really common this year to have like a lot of different visualizations or visions of what you could do, like what potentially you could accomplish or reach. And then to also see that your real mundane life in comparison to that is very different. So the 4th week of August, I think, and building up through this entire month is going to give you the key to like how to consolidate those things together. Is it what you really want though? You're going to see that in the 4th week. You're going to see, because Temperance is also like an Aquarian energy, because it's like the alchemy, pouring water from one cup to another. This is Aquarius's symbol. And with Page of Wands connecting to that, you're going to understand a lot more creative ways that you can alchemize in your life, that you can get stronger, that you can feel more, I don't know, just creatively fulfilled. Creative fulfillment, okay? We have fear of failure versus creative fulfillment this month for Aquarius, and you're really going to understand what those two things mean for you, and I think easily overcome it by the 4th week. So I think that some creative journaling could be good, just speaking into an audio file, like what do I want to be, how do I see this happening, and listening back to it to understand how your conscious mind is connecting to your creative center. The solar plexus chakra is very acclimated for you this month, so it's really getting strong. It's really growing with Leo season, the heart chakra as well, but especially solar plexus, it's feeling for many Aquarius people. So as you feel that expansion, as you feel more activation there, what does that then need to affect in your physical world, in your physical life? You know, do you need more, I don't know, say you've been wanting to create a book, or you've been wanting to write. Do you need a setup that is more conducive to it? Do you need a surrounding that makes it more possible? Like, how can the physical world be in contact with the purpose and motivation? I think you're really going to be answering a lot of these questions for yourself this month, as you are maybe journeying or leaving your comfort zone in some way. Not in a way that's like feeling like a risk, but in a way that you might just be receiving a lot of new sensory stimulus into your life that kind of is a sign or a symbolism into the greater potential of your motivation or your creativity as a person. So a great creative expansion and facing of fear coming for Aquarius, it does feel like. And on that note, Aquarius, I hope that you've enjoyed this small foray into your energy for the month of August. I will be putting together an extended reading over on Patreon. We'll look at a central theme, 2 supporting themes, and understand a little bit more about what is above all of these energies so far. So anyway, Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising sign. And always, as always, your likes, comments, and subscribes make my day here on YouTube. Anyway, Aquarius, let's jump over to Patreon for the extended now. Thank you so much.